A love that changed everything, Hyun Bin's emotional choice for Sun Ye-jin. Imagine a world where every glance, every whispered rumor, and every carefully timed silence holds the power to rewrite destinies, where two stars align not by chance but by a choice so profound it echoed through the hearts of millions. What if one man's quiet decision, hidden behind the facade of scripted romance, shattered the boundaries between real and real, forever altering the course of two lives intertwined in the spotlight? Picture this, a leading man, celebrated for his stoic charm and unbreakable resolve, standing at the crossroads of fame and vulnerability, facing a choice that could either elevate his legacy or risk it all for something far more intimate and unpredictable. Was it love at first sight, or a slow infiltration of emotions that caught him unaware, like rain seeping into fabric until he was utterly soaked? And what about her, the enigmatic beauty whose grace concealed depths of strength? Did she see it coming, or was she equally swept into this whirlwind? As we delve into the shadows of their story, ask yourself, what hidden forces propelled Hyun Bin toward that emotional precipice with Sun Ye-jin, and why does it still feel like the full truth lingers just out of reach? In the glittering underbelly of South Korea's entertainment empire, where K-dramas weave tales of forbidden love and fateful encounters, the line between performance and passion often blurs into something dangerously authentic. It all began in the dim glow of a film set, back when the world was still oblivious to the undercurrents simmering beneath the surface. Hyun Bin, the actor whose roles in military epics and brooding thrillers had cemented him as a symbol of restrained intensity, crossed paths with Sun Ye-jin, a woman whose portrayals of resilient heroines masked a personal life shrouded in privacy. Their first collaboration, a tense negotiation thriller, sparked whispers among crew members, subtle exchanges of looks that lingered a fraction too long, laughter that echoed with unspoken familiarity. But was this the spark, or merely the prelude to a far greater ignition? Fans, ever vigilant, scoured behind-the-scenes footage for clues, dissecting every frame as if it were a puzzle piece in a grand romantic enigma. Media outlets, hungry for headlines, floated tentative rumors, only to be met with polite denials that did little to quench the growing curiosity. Imagine the tension in those early days, the unspoken questions hanging in the air like mist over Seoul's Han River. Could two such guarded souls truly be drawing closer, or was it all an illusion crafted by the industry's masterful storytelling machine? As the years unfolded, the narrative took on a life of its own, fueled by public appearances that seemed orchestrated yet oddly genuine. Picture Hyun Bin at a press conference, his usual composure cracking ever so slightly when her name was mentioned, his eyes averting just enough to suggest a deeper narrative at play. Sun Ye-jin, in interviews, would speak of professional respect with a warmth that bordered on something more personal, her words carefully chosen yet laced with an indefinable affection. Insiders, those elusive figures who navigate the corridors of celebrity agencies, began to murmur about private dinners and shared travels, details that trickled out like forbidden secrets. But here's where it gets intriguing: why the prolonged silence? In an industry where relationships are often announced with fanfare or denied with finality, their approach was different, marked by evasion that only heightened the mystery. Fans on social platforms dissected body language from award shows, where a shared glance across a crowded room spoke volumes more than any statement could. Ask yourself, viewer, if there was nothing to hide, why the deliberate ambiguity, the artful dance around the truth that kept everyone guessing? The plot thickened with the arrival of a project that would become synonymous with their saga, a sweeping drama of cross-border love, where fate thrust their characters into a whirlwind of danger and desire. On screen, their chemistry was electric, a palpable force that transcended scripts and left audiences breathless. Off-screen, the rumors intensified, with paparazzi capturing moments that blurred the boundaries, a late-night stroll in a foreign city, hands brushing in what could be accidental contact or something intentional. Media speculation reached fever pitch, with headlines probing the possibility of life imitating art. Yet, both stars maintained their poise, offering smiles that revealed nothing and everything at once. What emotional turmoil must have brewed beneath those composed exteriors? Imagine Hyun Bin, alone in his thoughts, weighing the implications of pursuing a connection that could upend his meticulously built career. Was this the moment of his emotional choice, the internal battle where vulnerability clashed with the armor of stardom? And Sun Ye-jin, did she sense the shift, her own heart navigating the chaos of public scrutiny versus private longing? The silence during this period was deafening, a strategic pause that allowed imaginations to run wild, drawing viewers deeper into the unfolding drama. But wait, the story doesn't pause there, it evolves into layers of complexity that challenge our perceptions of celebrity romance. As global fans rallied online, creating communities dedicated to piecing together timelines, the perspectives multiplied. From the fans' vantage point, every social media post was a breadcrumb, a cryptic caption here, a shared location there, leading to theories of hidden commitments. Media analysts, armed with anonymous sources, painted pictures of a relationship tested by schedules and expectations, where emotional choices were made in the quiet hours away from flashing cameras. Insiders hinted at pivotal conversations, moments where Hyun Bin's resolve crystallized, choosing to embrace the uncertainty for the sake of something real. Yet, these accounts remain veiled in ambiguity, reliant on interpretations of timing and tone rather than concrete admissions. Picture the contrast, the chaos of red carpet events, where questions about their status hung unspoken, versus the serenity of rumored private escapes, where authenticity could flourish unchecked. What if his choice wasn't just about love, but about redefining success on his own terms? Engage with this, dear viewer. Have you ever faced a decision where the heart's whisper drowned out the world's roar, and how might that mirror the path Hyun Bin navigated? Diving deeper into the emotional undercurrents, consider the public behaviors that served as silent testaments to an evolving bond. Award ceremonies became stages for subtle dramas, seating arrangements that placed them in proximity, acceptance speeches laced with acknowledgments that carried double meanings. Fans noted the evolution in their interactions, from professional courtesy to a familiarity that suggested shared histories beyond the screen. But here's where it gets crazy. Amid the adoration, there were whispers of challenges, external pressures from an industry that often views personal happiness as a liability. Hyun Bin, known for his methodical approach to roles, might have applied the same deliberation to his personal life, making a choice that prioritized emotional fulfillment over calculated image. Sun Ye-jin's own journey, marked by independence and selectivity, added another layer. Did she reciprocate that choice, or was it a mutual unveiling? The media's role amplified this, with articles speculating on everything from family influences to career impacts, shifting the narrative from romance to a broader commentary on love in the limelight. Ask yourself, in a world that demands transparency from its icons, why does their story thrive on the unsaid, pulling us in with the allure of the unknown? As time progressed, the tapestry grew richer with events that teased at revelations without fully delivering them. International promotions brought them together in foreign lands, where cultural barriers perhaps allowed for freer expressions, smiles that lingered, gestures that spoke of comfort. Back home, the fan ecosystem buzzed with analyses of social media silences, interpreting absences as meaningful as presences. Insiders' leaks suggested emotional milestones, points where Hyun Bin's choice manifested in actions both grand and intimate. Yet, the ambiguity persisted, a deliberate construct that kept the audience hooked, wondering if the next appearance would finally clarify the enigma. Imagine the internal chaos juxtaposed with external calm, private moments of doubt and joy against the backdrop of public adoration. What emotional weight did that choice carry for him, altering not just his path but potentially hers as well? Viewer, reflect on this. How does one measure the impact of a single decision in a life under constant observation, and what clues have we overlooked in our quest for understanding? The narrative waves continued to build, cresting with instances that blurred privacy and publicity even further. Joint endorsements, rare but telling, showcased a synergy that extended beyond professional realms, hinting at a partnership forged in deeper waters. Fans, acting as amateur detectives, compiled timelines of sightings and statements, each piece adding to the suspense. Media outlets, sensing the story's endurance, revisited old interviews for fresh insights, uncovering phrases that, in hindsight, seemed prophetic. But wait, consider the perspectives of those closest, agency representatives who navigated the fallout, friends who witnessed the evolution firsthand. Their silences, too, were evidence, protective barriers around a choice that Hyun been made with quiet determination. Son Ye-jin's own public demeanor, elegant and reserved, complemented this, creating a duo whose story defied easy categorization. The emotional contrasts were stark, the frenzy of fan theories clashing with the tranquility of their curated images. What if this choice wasn't merely romantic but transformative, reshaping their worlds in ways still unfolding? Engage here. Have you pieced together your own theory from these fragments, and does it align with the whispers we've explored? Pressing onward, the saga encountered new dimensions as life milestones intersected with their public personas. Rumors of shared future circulated, fueled by cryptic posts and insider nods, each one a mini-hook pulling the audience deeper. Hyunbin's interviews, sparse but impactful, revealed glimpses of introspection, words that danced around admissions without committing. Son Ye-jin, equally eloquent in her restraint, offered reflections that mirrored this emotional depth. The industry's insiders painted a picture of resilience, where his choice echoed through decisions big and small. But here's where it intensifies: external events, from global pandemics to shifting cultural norms, added layers of complexity, testing the fortitude of that initial decision. Fans debated the implications, their forums alive with questions about timing and intent. Picture the silence of unconfirmed reports against the chaos of viral speculation, a masterful balance that sustained interest. Viewer, ponder this: in the grand theater of their lives, what role does ambiguity play in amplifying the emotional stakes, and why does it compel us to keep watching? As we approach the horizons of their story, recent echoes suggest the ripples of that choice continue to expand. Appearances at prestigious events, where their presence together sparked renewed fervor, offered body language ripe for interpretation, smiles that conveyed unity, glances that hinted at shared secrets. Media coverage evolved, focusing on legacies intertwined, yet still veiled in mystery. Insiders alluded to future collaborations, possibilities that could redefine their narrative arc. But the core remains elusive: what precisely was Hyunbin's emotional choice, and how did it change everything for Son Ye-jin? The perspectives converge, fans yearning for confirmation, media chasing the next angle, the stars themselves guardians of the truth. Emotional contrasts abound, the public chaos of adoration versus the private sanctuaries they've carved. Ask yourself, as new chapters tease on the horizon, could the full revelation alter our understanding entirely? Yet, in this intricate web of hints and half-truths, one question lingers like a shadow at dusk: what if the emotional choice Hyunbin made for Son Ye-jin was not an end, but a beginning to mysteries yet untold, leaving us on the threshold of discoveries that could reshape the entire tale? As the door to their world creaks slowly shut, inviting endless speculation, what theories will you carry forward, and will the next whisper finally unlock the enigma?